Good morning, good morning. This is Levi Craig with another speed paint tutorial or just a speed paint video of watercolors. This is a painting I'm doing of Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro. Fantastic show. I love anything Ghibli. So if anyone hasn't checked out the Ghibli films, they need to check it out now. So right now I'm getting in with some really light greens. This is that neon green yellow. It's a really good color. It's probably my favorite green to use. And I'm putting in the background now because I wanted to create this environment or atmosphere of dawn. Something kind of like you're looking through the trees and there's all these forest creatures and whatnot. And I'm kind of putting in, this, you can see a little bit right now, the silhouette of trees in the background, a little bit of Totoro's umbrella right now. And I'm kind of laying in there very lightly. I'm getting the water pretty heavy, and I'm laying this yellow to green yellow and very lightly. Honestly, although I'm putting it on lightly right now, I'm going to be putting it on heavier later. The heavier you use that yellow green, the better, in my opinion. I personally, with my artwork, I want it to be energy. I want it to be full of life, full of excitement. So I usually put my colors on very heavy. And in this area, like on the right hand side, it's still pretty light. And now on the left, I'm getting into some of those little details of the tree branches, and I'm using a light blue, trying to do a fun transition from that yellow to green to blue to create a dawny kind of feel, something where you're looking through the trees and there's a mystery to it. It's kind of fun. You get to express yourself in all sorts of different ways when you're playing around with your artwork. And I really enjoy watercolors because they create this sense of flow. I mean, it's just got an organic nature to it. There's this natural flow. It has to drip down. And particularly when you're doing trees or things of nature, there is a lot of gravity to those things, and watercolors complements that, if that makes sense. I know I'm getting a little bit weird with that, but watercolors has this natural flow to drip down. And if you're looking here now on Totoro's belly, I just did this really fun purple to blue to yellow to blue to purple again to try and create a depth to his round, robust size. And that was a fun transition of colors. Put it on very lightly because I wanted it to be, a whiter tone, because with his skin or his fur, he's got white fur on his belly. Now I'm hitting a little bit of his left side arm. Got that dark blue going in, making that highlight with the yellow on the top of his head because I wanted that lighting from the background to kind of wash through or poke through. So I got that fun purple to blue to yellow to purple, or blue to purple again. And I really enjoy that color scheme. It's really fun. You'd think as soon as the yellow hits the blue, you'd have a lot of greens popping out, but it honestly stands up pretty well. Like, I don't get a ton of, I personally don't see a lot of green when that yellow hits the blue. I just see a really fun, kind of chrome almost effect. Now I'm getting in with a size 1 brush to get in some of these light details. Gotta be really careful. I'm using that dark blue for the line work. That once again, I only do that line work when it's dry because you don't want to be messing with it while it's still wet, because line work's useless if the paper's wet. With watercolors anyway. Now I'm getting in a little bit more with that size 1. Oh. Now I'm hitting up the sides, getting in some really heavy, dark colors. I wanted this to be like an explosion behind Totoro, and that's explosion turning into trees. And that I thought would be really cool because I love having that dark tones on top of those light tones to create depth for that little forest I'm trying to create in there. And that, anyone can do a lot of layering however they want, and the process is what's important to communicate, is that you do those light tones first and then you put the dark ones over. And I know some people would probably say it's probably unnecessary for me to go through the effort of making those silhouettes, all those white lines where I didn't paint. Because with dark tones, you can typically paint over light tones and it wouldn't be an issue. But I've been kind of pushing myself to get better with line work in general and brush work. So that's why I went through the effort of doing that. Because as you can see right here, I just did some line work just behind the umbrella where a tree flows underneath the umbrella. And I did that on top of the yellow green. And it turned, it shows up just fine. You don't necessarily need to leave it all white. I just personally wanted to push myself to do that. But in some cases you do. You definitely need to push yourself to make sure, or you're not mixing some like orange and purple. Do not go. Like, even though orange is a light color, you do not want to mix that with anything. Yellow is forgiving. Yellow is very, very forgiving. So is green. Green, if you put down a light green, you can put just about anything over it. Well, that's the video right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it overall. Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and all that good stuff. And leave a comment down below. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day.